people in the water in some kind of accident underneath the Key Bridge.
The bystander who took this video of a loose barge floating in the raging Potomac River did not know that the accident, which caused this scene, also left a man underwater.
We actually saw the barge. It must have broken free from the Key Bridge and started floating down the Potomac. We could tell it was rotating, so it looked a little bit unnatural.
Do you see that strange thing the crane is holding? That's a pontoon boat. It was being used by workers who were doing routine work along with the barge at the Key Bridge. And you can see the pontoon boat on its side, and one of the pontoons askew. 3 guys were on the pontoon boat. Something happened that caused the pontoon boat to flip over. Those 3 guys are in the water. 3 guys on the barge jump in the water to help. Now we got 6 guys in the water. 5 of them come out. 1 is still in the water. The missing man is Samuel Quarshie's older brother.
This is my blood brother, man. He helped me a lot, and I can't believe it have ended up like that.
But the river, when you look at it, it looks so dangerous.
It's worse dangerous than I've never seen it like this. And I can't believe they allow the workers to come to work. And you can see a lot of woods, big timbers and all of that running through there. If this thing, even if you fall in and the wood hits you, you're done.
Samuel says the other workers who went in the water, these are 2 of them, told him that they were all wearing life jackets. Samuel's brother is 58 years old and has 4 children.
We're praying that he's fine.
While the search for Samuel's brother was on, the barge was heading straight for the Memorial Bridge. Police boats were able to push it to the riverbank, where a rope tied around a tree holds it for now. Along the Potomac River, Peggy Fox, WUSA 9.
This is Oliver. He has had an incredible adventure over the past year to year and a half, but we don't really know where he's been because he was lost, and his owner has been desperate to find him. Now, after 2 years, they'll be reunited.
She said it was just a stray that showed up and she had been feeding for a few days.
The woman decided to adopt what she thought was a stray. When she brought him here to the VCA Woodbridge Animal Hospital, they scanned him for a chip and called his owner.
Oh, there you go. Was kind of in shock that we found his cat. He said he's waited 2 years for a phone call.
In 2016, Marcus Johnson lost Oliver when he was driving from New York to Florida on I-95 and stopped in Woodbridge.
We stopped at a rest stop to go to the bathroom. I was with my 2 friends, and I handed him to my friend so I could get out of the car because I was holding him, and he jumped out of her arms and got off the leash and ran off into the woods. And we went and we looked for him for like an hour, but we couldn't find him. He wasn't making any noise or anything. He was just gone.
Wow, that had to be heartbreaking.
It was. All 3 of us cried.
Oh my goodness. And you finally had to make the decision to leave.
Yeah.
When he got to his new home in Florida, he made calls to Woodbridge Animal Hospitals with no luck until now.
It's never happened to us before where a cat has been missing for 2 years.
Where was he?
I'm not sure. He was somewhere where they were taking care of him. Mr. Johnson reports to us that Oliver is significantly larger from when the last time we saw him. So he's been eating well somewhere.
Is he fat?
He's very healthy. Maybe a little too healthy.
Oliver seems to recognize Marcus's voice.
He's purring. How do you think he looks?
He looks good.
Good.
Marcus can't wait to get his beloved pet back.
He was just super cuddly. He's just my baby.
Oh.
He's driving from Ocala, Florida to Woodbridge tonight and will be reunited with Oliver on Saturday.
I'm super happy. Like, I can't wait to just get him back. Like, I've been super anxious since I found out that he's okay and safe.
In Woodbridge, Peggy Fox, WUSA 9. That's 69-year-old Bob McCormick getting on White's Ferry in Maryland to cross the Potomac into Virginia. He's walking 1,700 miles from Denver to D.C. for intergenerational justice.
The future of the human race is going to depend upon the decisions that we make today.
It's a big idea that considers the world's biggest problems like pollution and climate change.
The UN recently, their study on climate change Basically said you got 10 years. World Health Organization came out recently with a study that said 93% of the world's children are suffering from pollution.
There's also the global problems of disease, the extinction of species, overpopulation, and poverty. He saw a lot of poverty walking across the United States.
But I had no idea the depth of poverty that exists in this country.
In the United States of America.
In the United States of America. We have a problem on our hands, and who's at fault? You know, to my way of seeing it is we're all at fault. All humans are at fault.
McCormick believes the human race needs to work together to find solutions for tomorrow's people and this world.
Bob was a council member for the town of Vienna and a community activist, but his whole world changed on 9/11.
I always believed that every generation was going to hand the next generation a better world. But when 9/11 took place, I lost that.
That feeling.
Lost that feeling.
That we would take care of our generations behind us.
That was a big hole. I wanted out. I wanted to end my life.
He got a lot of help and then started doing his own research.
I wanted to find out what was wrong with us.
Us.
And yeah, all of us. If we're going to get it together, we're going to get it together globally, as far as I'm concerned. They've got to be long-term, and they've got to be for all of us.
In Leesburg, Peggy Fox, WUSA 9.
People come to Annapolis to see the water and the boats, maybe take a ride on a boat, but today they are seeing this. Debris and muck so thick, it looks like you could walk on it.
I was shocked. I was really surprised. We were doing like a look and find, like see how many shoes we could find. 3.
You know, it's only about 4 to 6 inches deep, or as deep as one log, but it's gotten compacted over the last 2 days.
The debris came from flooding after heavy rains last week and release of the Conowingo Dam on the Susquehanna River.
I've lived here all my life. Never seen this before. Never. They opened up the Conowingo Dam, and that's why this is all here. Yeah. So it's never been like this.
Maryland officials warned the debris is everywhere on the Chesapeake Bay and extremely dangerous.
You'd come across little areas where there'd be a debris field. There'd be large logs and lots of, little logs and, sticks and twigs.
So all the stuff from the Susquehanna and all from New York and Pennsylvania, eventually into the Bay and then into the Severn River and the South River and the West River and all the places that we call home down here.
Well, people are a little angry.
Yeah, I mean, understandably. I've heard a lot of boats have been damaged and stuff.
Do you think they could have done something different?
Yes, I think they can find a way to take care of the silt and the logs before they even reach the dam.
Much of it has been picked up here at Ego Alley, but it could take days to clean up all the debris flowing south.
And it's not great for tourism either. I mean, this is the most beautiful spot in the world, and not right now, it isn't.
In Annapolis, Peggy Fox, WUSA 9. To some visitors, it seems odd. In Crystal City, where Amazon will soon plant its second headquarters, a diverse, bustling urban area filled with all kinds of people, that the main highway running through it is named after Jefferson Davis, who was the president of the Confederacy.
I just think that it's very odd that Jefferson Davis has a street in the nation's capital. Yeah. I mean, the nation that, fought against the Confederacy.
Well, you're standing in Virginia.
Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. So Virginia.
Still, he says it's not right.
The Confederacy lost, so losers don't get to have statues in streets.
But then there's that history argument you hear.
I think it should stay.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're in a historical place, so we might as well.
Really?
It's Washington, D.C.
Again, we are across the river in Virginia.
Even though he wasn't even a Virginian, we think we should keep that name. Jefferson
Part of our history. We can't deny our history.
Local resident Adrian Caddick disagrees.
You don't want to name a street Hitler Street just because that was history.
Just down the road, the city council in Alexandria already voted to change the name of Jefferson Davis Highway to Richmond Highway. It takes effect on January 1st. Now, it can do that because cities have different rules than counties. Crystal City is in Arlington County, and counties cannot change the name of roads. Only states can.
So what does Amazon think? A spokesperson tells me Amazon is not taking sides. She pointed me to their diversity policy, which says we are innovating in diversity, inclusion, and equality.
They've just taken a side. Arlington is incredibly diverse. I think they'll be eager to start changing the name. I think Amazon will have an effect.
In Crystal City, Peggy Fox, WUSA 9.